Hello, everybody. Scott Golden here with the Pro Wrestling Logic review series for NXT, the 7th of December 2015, or 2021. 15? No, it's because I read something about a match that took place in 2015 right before recording this. Anyway, um, they open with a music video recapping the War Games and happening from the Sunday War Games show, kicking off the live broadcast Steel Cage Grudge match, which stems from the fallout between Ron Wagner and Kyle O'Reilly at uh, the network preview. Anyway, Von Wagner defeats Kyle O'Reilly in a steel cage match. Wagner pins O'Reilly after a low blow, and twisting double underhook suplex. Wagner injures O'Reilly after the match by slamming the cage door on his head. If O'Reilly is, in fact, leaving the show, this is one way to do it. Kyle O'Reilly is great and carried Wagner to the best match of his short career, at least on NXT. O'Reilly jumps Wagner in the entrance ramp before the bell. Wagner then cuts off O'Reilly, but O'Reilly fights back, hits a tie-up with Wagner, and then goes to the mat. Wagner again cuts O'Reilly off, and Wagner boots him in the face with a huge kick. O'Reilly then is a really good technical wrestler and uses the counter to counter Wagner. On the other hand, Wagner has power and strength and manages to be pretty okay with all of those things. Um, and then Wagner uses powerbomb. O'Reilly then uses the side of the cage. O'Reilly counters into a tornado DDT, and the show cuts to a break, split screen style. Then they're trading strikes, and when the show returns, O'Reilly then hits a flying knee strike. No escape the cage rules. O'Reilly climbs the ropes, stomps on Wagner from above. O'Reilly gets in the guillotine. Wagner manages to power out of it. And then Wagner again boots O'Reilly in the face. O'Reilly comes back and dismantles his opponent. Wagner then strikes O'Reilly and climbs to the top rope, and Wagner follows him. They fight on the top rope until there's a plunge taken back down to the mat. O'Reilly then does a bombs away knee drop on Wagner for near fall. Crowd is there, and they are thinking and believing it should be a 3 count. O'Reilly then is on fire until Wagner delivers a low blow. Wagner then throws O'Reilly into the cage a few times before giving him a twisting double underhook suplex. Wagner then hooks the leg, winning via pinfall. Wagner ties O'Reilly up against Trio post-match, and Wagner proceeds to slam the cage door on O'Reilly multiple times, probably writing him off of the show. They are plugging Johnny Gargano addressing the universe later tonight. Clip Air showing a viral video of Gargano's post-match promo. Anyway, so Joe Gacy is in a pre-tape promo, cuts a promo about wanting to change the name of 205 Live, and then I guess someone's supposed to care about the show if they do this. Anyway, Diamond Mine confronts Braun Breaker. Braun Breaker's in the ring for a live interview. Breaker is ready to deliver, proclaims he wants another shot at Tommaso Ciampa and the NXT Championship. Breaker is interrupted by the Diamond Mine and Malcolm Bivens. Bivens has Creed Brothers and Ivy Nile with him confronting Breaker in the ring. Bivens then sings the praises of the Cruiserweight Champion Roderick Strong, and Bivens challenges Breaker to a match next week. Breaker gladly accepts the challenge, setting up a match next week between Breaker and Strong. I don't think Breaker qualifies as a cruiserweight, so I don't quite know why you would do that unless you're going to kill the championship altogether. Highlights of MSK's journey and their arrival at their destination. Brooks Jensen and Josh Briggs defeat the Creed Brothers. I don't think that's a good idea. Creed Brothers were rolling along, and now we've already squashed them to a lesser team. NXT Tag Team Champions Imperium watch the match from their perch above the ring. The grizzled young veterans come down during the match and they do some commentary. Baby faces are on fire early until Jensen gets caught. Creed brothers work over Jensen and then they're mauling Jensen. Grizzled young veterans steal tag rope from the baby faces and counter Grizzled young veterans, then go for some reason, and they are certainly thriving. There is no tag rope. Briggs then is not legal. When he makes a hot tag, referee refuses to honor the tag, and off we go. Briggs is into the match, or is not in the match because of the no tag rope situation. Jensen counters the Creed and then goes into an O'Connor roll. Briggs then knocked off the apron, and then there's no harm to a good old country boy, and his partners win the match. Jensen uses a roll up to win the match via pinfall. I don't think this is good for the Creed brothers. Von Wagner's backstage. Interview says War Games is over and Kyle O'Reilly is over, and the War Games has just begun, whatever that means. New Duke Hudson meets Cameron Grimes. Can't believe they're still carrying this feud forward, but anyway. The new Duke Hudson marches to the ring with a wig, and his head is covered, obviously. Grimes interrupts Hudson's promo. Grimes then confronts Hudson in the ring. Beautiful stuff from Grimes. Anyway, Grimes goes on to challenge Hudson to a no-holds-barred match. Hudson accepts the challenge before trying to hit Grimes with a cheap shot. Grimes then counters and nails him with a bunch of right hands. Grimes is in street clothes, no less, and goes for the cave-in. Hudson runs away, but not before Grimes tries to take off the wig. Hudson manages to escape. The two meet in the no-holds-barred match. Dexter Lumis defeats North American champion Carmelo Hayes with Trick Williams in a non-title match. Lumis wins by DQ after interference by Williams. Match is longer than it should be. Match is apparently supposed to be in Lumis against Trick Williams, and Williams is that claims that his vision is impaired, at least for storyline purposes. Williams is not cleared to wrestle. Williams then acted scared of Lumis throughout the match, and that's that. And then match goes on forever. Match goes through a commercial break longer than it needs to. Lumis is fighting back on Hayes as the show returns from the break. Hayes works hard trying to injure Lumis and exploiting any injuries he can find. Lumis makes a comeback, and that leads to a near fall. Lumis applies a vice submission hold. Hayes, however, wiggles out of that and wiggles to the ropes. Williams then is on the outside and decks Lumis with a punch. Then that breaks the submission hold, costing Hayes the match. Referee gives Hayes giving the win to Lumis. Anyway, so Shama Bro is next. MSK Shaman is revealed to be Matt Riddle. He is the Shaman Bro, and Riddle invites MSK into his house. They sit on the floor, cross-legged, surrounded by candles. MSK tell Riddle about their accomplishments. MSK wondered if they've peaked. Riddle discusses this with a bro, dismisses this and gives them a bro pep talk. Riddle says they'll climb the mountain again, meaning, I guess, to win the championships, and Riddle says he'll be with them every step of the way. Riddle vows not to leave them, but only on one condition. They must show Riddle what's in the mysterious bag, because sharing is caring, bro. Riddle then looks in the bag and they yell, "Whoa," while the viewers never get to see what's in the bag. Anyway, tensions between Indy Hartwell and Pereza Peretta in a backstage skit, and then Gargano and Lumis are in this skit segment as well. NXT Tag Team Championship. of the women, which is Toxic Attraction, Gigi Dolan, and Jacy Jayne, with women's champion Mandy Rose defeat Valentina Perez and Yelena Leon in a non-title match. Showcase match for Toxic Attraction, but it goes on too long. Leon is going nuts when they cut her off. Jayne then delivers a rotating spin kick. Jayne scores a pinfall over Leon. Mandy Rose post-match cuts a promo in the ring declaring the trio the baddest, chicks on the planet. And also says they still have the gold after War Game. Rose basically issues an open challenge to anyone to bring it on in terms of challenging their reign as respective champions. Cora Jade interrupts the promo after she's name dropped by Rose. Then Jade has her arms in a sling. Jade then reminds Rose that she beat her in a match 2 weeks ago. Cora then also notes that her team won the War Games match. After the standoff, Raquel Gonzalez enters the scene from the back, and Gonzalez is swinging a chair. She and Jade clear the ring, heels run away. Tiffany Stratton character takes turn with another direction. Basically, she's involved in gymnastics. She's also on Team USA, but her daddy says she's a solo star, so now she's set her sights on NXT Women's Championship. This is just goofy. Tony D'Angelo's backstage interview with Mackenzie Mitchell, and then there's a confrontation. Kaylee Ray runs into Raquel Gonzalez and Cora Jade backstage, and then Kaylee Ray gives a baseball bat to Jade. Santos Escobar with Legado del Fantasma defeats Zion Quinn. Escobar pins Quinn after outside interference. Match is fine, although Escobar is flat. Nothing out of the world, but nothing, there. They then go through a commercial break. They build to a spot where Escobar gives Quinn a Super Frankensteiner off the top rope, and they take about 17 years to set the move up. Lopez is down on the mat selling when Lopez puts brass knucks on Quinn's hands. Unbeknownst to Quinn, Joaquin Wilde tries to interfere. Quinn then tosses him the knucks before knocking him off the apron. Distraction allows Escobar to blindside Quinn. Escobar hits the Phantom Driver and scores a 3 count over Quinn in a cheating victory. Next Tuesday, no holds barred match between Duke Hudson and Cameron Grimes. Boa, in a pre-tape promo, calls out Eddie Andrade. Boa evolves to take him out next week. Johnny Gargano addresses his future with the promotion. And yes, we are literally closing the show with a promo. Gargano, dressed in street clothes, comes out to the ring, grabs the microphone addressing the audience. Gargano says, "Heartbreak Kid says he can go as long as he wants." Gargano makes a joke about running over the time slot. Gargano wants to say to the world this would not be an eloquent promo because he didn't want to think about what he was going to say. Gargano wants to live in the moment with the audience. He learned about something over the past 6 years in NXT, and that he should enjoy their moments more. He's also worked about being good enough because he wanted to give the audience his best. Gargano goes on to bring up him getting a tryout, and he was told he'd never make it to NXT. He was not blessed with the best of genetics, and William Regal caused him to be invited back for a match with Apollo Crews. Credit Full Sail chanted Johnny Wrestling so loud that WWE brought him back every single week. Even though Gargano was not under contract, Gargano said the crowd helped him live his dream. Gargano also says that inside himself he's still a shy 8-year-old chubby wrestling fan. Someone in the crowd said they are chubby too. Anyway, Gargano deals with self-consciousness issues in his whole life and self-confidence, and still deals with it, but the one place he feels special is in the ring in front of the crowd. Gargano says his family might be in Cleveland, but gives shout outs to his mom and dad. He also has family backstage. Gargano names a lot of the backstage staff and thanks them for their help. These people are like my family, and that'll never change. Change can be scary, but sometimes it needs to happen. Gargano tells the audience he wants to leave them with one message: you will never fail if you bet on yourself. And then Gargano says his immediate future's up in the air. He may do some things here and there. In February, he starts the most important job of his life. That's becoming a dad. As Gargano continues to talk, the crowd begins to gasp. Grayson Waller from behind sneaks in and hits Gargano with a chair. Shot to the back. Walter throws Gargano outside the ring, and Waller puts a chair on Gargano's neck. Waller then rams Gargano into the ring steps, and Waller is proclaiming this is his house, assuming that Gargano is staying with the promotion, which is, I guess, good for him if he needs stability, bad for him if he wants challenges in his career that actually matter, but whatever. Anyway, we'll be back with more right after this.